Welcome back to AM Northwest. Later this week, Oregon Historical Society will open a major exhibit to honor the legacy of Arlene Schnitzer. Here to share a preview, we welcome back their executive director, Kerry Tymchuk. Good to see you again, Kerry.
Nice to be back.
Oh my gosh, we were just discussing wonderful Arlene Schnitzer.
Oh,
what a character.
She was
Wonderful.
Portland's first lady of art and Portland's first lady of philanthropy.
Yeah, so tell me then about putting together this exhibit and why.
Well, it was done with the cooperation and support and help of her son Jordan, who of course has become one of America's, not just leading art collectors, but art sharers. He has a phenomenal collection of art that he is exhibiting across the country.
Yeah.
And he approached me last year to say, I want to do an exhibit of my Pacific Northwest artists.
Oh, perfect.
Some thousands of pieces that he has that his mother started. She had the major gallery here in Portland, as you know, for 25 years, the Fountain Gallery.
Oh, that's okay. I'm learning so much already this morning. There she is in the gallery.
In the gallery.
Yeah.
So 1961 to 1986, it was Portland's really first major art gallery.
Oh.
And she influenced so many artists in the Pacific Northwest who gave them their first home of a gallery here in Portland. And she started the collection, and Jordan kept it going. And it's just an amazing, amazing. It's such a big collection. It's going to be 2 exhibits. The first one, which we open this Friday, are kind of Oregon artists from the early part of the 20th century to the mid part of the 20th century. And then we'll pick it up with an exhibit we'll add later this fall, which will bring it up to speed from the 1960 to the 2000 to the present of the artists that Arlene influenced so many of them and supported so many of them.
Let's take a look at, oh, there's Arlene and Jordan.
There's Arlene and Jordan, and he is, along with the Northwest artists, you know, he has the largest collection of Andy Warhol prints in the country.
Wow.
He's just a phenomenal, again, I don't want to call him a collector, because he doesn't keep them in a warehouse. He shares them with museums, including ours, across the country.
I mean, art should be shared, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's take a look at some of the art, and maybe you can tell me what we're looking at. So tell me about this one. That's beautiful.
It's a piece, it's the ocean view, isn't it there? Is that what it is?
Yep.
And one of her, the early Oregon artists, I think that was done in the early part of the 20th century here. But just an example of some of the stunning work that she has.
Because there are a lot of different styles that we see in the exhibit.
Modernism, and then realism, and even some Western art with, you know, cowboy with horses. Just the whole scope of Oregon art.
This almost looks digital, and
it is a little more modern piece there. So.
Right. Awesome. Oh, look at this one too.
Another one that'll be, I think, in the second exhibit of some of the work, some of the more modern art there. So.
Wow, I love this. Yeah, I love this.
Just all kinds of, and you know, Arlene once said that a community without art is a community with no soul. Right. And she wanted to provide soul to Oregon and to Portland and the Northwest.
Give me a little bit of her history, like her history in Portland, who she married and all.
Her parents were immigrants from the old country, from Poland, from Russia. They were in Salem, and they moved up to Portland to have a furniture store, Director Furniture. Their last name was Director, and a long-time furniture store.
And is that who Director Park is named after?
Named after Arlene's parents.
Wow.
But Arlene grew up in the store, and then she went 1 year at college at University of Washington, and then went out on a blind date with a fellow named Harold Schnitzer here. And at the end of their first date, she said, "We're going to get married." And
she said that to him.
She said that to him, and a couple of months later, they were.
No way! It was that quick?
It was that quick.
And they had the long-lasting marriage.
Long-lasting marriage until Harold passed away first, and then Harold built one of the largest commercial real estate companies in the West, and Arlene, as a housewife and a mother of one son, Jordan, one day went to what wasn't called the Portland Art Museum then, it was the Portland School of Art or something, to take an art class. And she said in her first class, she said, "I found a home." She loved art so much, and that led her to become, you know, the owner of the Fountain Gallery. And from then on, the rest, as we say, is history.
Right. History, of course. And this is going to run for over a year,
Well, the 2 exhibits combined will run. This one will run until the end of this year, and then we'll add the new one. And then Jordan is going to add a 3rd exhibit at one of his galleries here in Portland, maybe at I think the Portland State University Gallery has, that will even more modern artists. It's just celebrating the history of Pacific Northwest art and Oregon art.
Yeah. What does it mean to have this exhibit?
Well, it means a lot because, again, Jordan is, you know, so influential in the American art field, and the fact that he approached us and said, I don't want to do this at an art museum. I want to do it at the Historical Society because we're telling the history.
Right.
And you can see what's going on in history by the artists. In the 1930s and 40s, it was the WPA era during the Depression when the federal agency actually gave artists jobs to keep them working, and some of the paintings we'll have in this first exhibit came from that era.
Yeah,
so.
And I have to point out to our viewers that Arlene Schnitzer loved AM Northwest.
Yes,
so everyone does.
She did. You know, she told me one time. She said, "I said, what are you most proud of, Arlene?" And she said, "Well, she said I raised a lot of awareness of art.
Right.
I raised a lot of money for a lot of good causes."
Yes, she did.
She said, I raised a good son.
She cared about people.
She said, I raised a good son.
Yeah.
And she said, and I raised a little hell. Doesn't that sound like her?
That sounds totally like her. She was very vivacious.
Absolutely.
Very friendly with everyone. Welcome to everyone.
Just a force of nature. The fact that we're honoring her life and her legacy through this exhibit,
I love this.
I'm really proud of it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. We want to tell everyone, if you would like to check out the new exhibit, it's at the Oregon Historical Society, opens June the 28th, runs through May 4th. Excuse me, up next year. We're going to put all the information for you on our website at katu.com. Oregon's 20th century, fill the whole title for me.
Well, she's the leading lady of art and philanthropy.
There we go.
Is what I
there
call
we
her.
go.
And as always, all Multnomah County residents.
That's right.
Free admission at Oregon Historical Society.
Kerry, thank you so much.
You bet.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest.